Good morning, Guardians. Ebontis here with your weekly reset information, and it would appear my voice is back to normal. It is December 20th. We are at a new week, 1 week into the dawning, so let's jump right into all the weekly goodies that we have to offer. The Nightfall this week's is Sepiks Perfected, so I'm coming back to take out Sepiks in his Siva Perfected form. Modifiers, we've got our Berserk again. Minions of the Darkness won't flinch even after massive damage. Small arms primary weapon damage is ×2, which is nice. Nothing to come against you, but you get a nice damage bonus. Unfortunately, special and heavy is 3/4 damage, so keep that in mind as you're trying to snipe. Primary and a scout rifle is probably the way to go. Match game enemy shields are resistant to unmatched damage, so no new shields, but the shields that are there definitely need to be match damage or at least primary damage, which is probably what you're going to be using anyway, so just don't waste those Galahorns on something with an arc shield, not going to be beneficial. In Airborne, players deal more damage while in the air, so if you can get those occasional jumps when you throw a grenade or shoot a rocket that matches, just make sure you jump up in the air while those things are happening, or if you are a Warlock and want to float, or a Titan, want to use something like Imperium Bellicose, you'll have some added benefit out of that. So, should be more of a patience type Nightfall, I think, than a impossible one. Last week, for one, was rough, and two, my voice was just shot by the time I tried it, so wanted to get back into it with you guys. I'll get the Nightfall up later. As for your Siva Crisis heroics this week, we've got Void Burn, so mixing up the burns a little bit. Brawler, so melees are increased, which is always nice, and Chaff, so no radar. So watch the burn, definitely going to have some things in here that can kill you. A little less lethal after the patch. They said the damage coming in from burns from enemies has actually been lowered, and I don't know if it's like back from ×3 down to ×2, or what it is specifically, they didn't say, but it has been lowered, so it's just not quite as drastic. As for your daily story missions, survive the Dreadnought super weapon and establish a beachhead for the Vanguard. 15 legendary marks, jump in there and knock that one out and you will be good to go. As for artifacts this week from Tyra Karn, first we've got the Memory of Fellwinter, a disciplined strength roll this morning. Lose your super but gain 1 extra grenade melee charge and small boost to stats. Orbs grant melee and grenade energy. So, definitely give up your super, but have extra functionality everywhere else. Not too bad, you can have some fun with this one. Kind of up to you if you think this one is useful. Second artifact we have this morning is the Memory of Scory. Full discipline roll this morning, and this is the one where when your super is full, nearby allies' supers recharge faster. So, a good one for PvE and raid use just to help build supers faster and benefit everybody around you pretty much all the time. It's a good one for at least 1 or 2 people in a raid party to have for sure. Finally, we come to the Memory of Perun. This is an intellect strength roll this morning. Enemy guardians with full supers and all enemies with low health are highlighted. So if you've got full supers highlighted in yellow, low health enemies and across the board are going to be highlighted in red. It's not going to be able to see through walls, but with your scope, just like some of those Amalon scopes, same principle, you'll at least be able to know which guardians are a bigger threat and which ones to avoid. So as this functions, just kind of depends on if you think it's worth trading off for some of the other artifacts or not. As for the Iron Lord bounties from Shiro 6, we've got Crushing Blows. Use the Iron Battle Axe or powerful enemy weapons to dissipate hostile threats. Best place to do this is Archon's Forge. Pick up some of those axes and wail on some guys. Then we've got Stay Down. Defeat the Fallen. Pretty straightforward. You can knock this one out in Archon's Forge as well. Archon's Forge Captains is your third bounty. 4 victories against captains, and now they've actually got it skewed to where if you have a specific bounty, the drops for the Archon's Forge offerings are going to be at least skewed more towards the bounties that you have. Final one is going to be Archon's Forge Vandals. Again, 4 victories as well with that patch. Hopefully these will be a little easier to get. As for the Vanguard weekly elite bounties from Zavala, first one we've got is Strike Elite. Earn gold tier, silver tier, and bronze tier achieved medals. As you get points without a strike, you'll get each of these medals. So once you get, I think it's like a weird number. It's like 20,000. I've seen like 34,000. I think for like silver, and then gold is closer to like 50 or 54. Something funky. But go in there, you can get 3 of these a strike if you get up to gold. So go in there, blow a lot of stuff up in very different ways, and you get quite a bit of these medals knocked out. If you do it right, you can do it in 3 strikes. So just keep up those medals and you'll do all right. Second one we've got is Sunrise again. Earn a gold tier achieved medal in the Nightfall before time expires. So that will be the key factor, time being the sake of that if it's that 30-minute Nightfall timer again like it was last week with Nexus, complete gold tier achieved, which is like 51 to 54,000 or something like that. while still beating it within 30 minutes. Definitely got to be efficient with ammo, a little more aggressive. Can't just sit back and snipe everything all day. And this is also the way to get your icebreaker bounty, so please make sure you're doing this one. Definitely the way to get that gun. Going to be worthwhile. Finally, we've got cleanup. This is the new one this week. Get 150 enemies killed with your fire team during a Siva crisis strike and earn brutal efficiency. Just got to do it 3 times, so 3 strikes, kill 150 enemies. As long as you're killing things and not just skipping over the entire strike, you can probably do this one. Most strikes have 150 bounties if you or 150 enemies, I should say, if you kill them all. So go in there, take everything out, especially once you've taken out the Nightfall one with a timer. Just shoot everything in the face. Don't skip anything. You should be able to get this one. As for the Crucible side of things, daily Crucible mode is going to be control, good old 6v6 team objective, capture zones, and each point kill you get is 4 more points. So come in here for today, get at least your 15 legendary marks in case you're running a little low, and take advantage of the daily PvP. 1 match, you're good to go. As for the weekly Crucible playlist, we've got Mayhem Clash, just always a ton of fun. Come in here, get your 1 Radiant Treasure, your chance at some of those ornaments, 10 legendary marks, and honestly, Mayhem Clash is just everything cranked up to 11, all your abilities come up quicker, and it's just 6v6 team deathmatch. It's a good time all around, enjoy it. On the other side, we've got doubles. This one is not always up all the time, so for the sake of Grimoire and just that 2-on-2 battle that sometimes you want if you've only got one other friend on, come in here. Again, you can get those Radiant Treasures still in here. 10 legendary marks, and of course, this is one of the few places you can do 2v2 that's going to be a public playlist outside of private matches. So if you got one other friend you feel comfortable with, but not that third person to add to that party, jump in here, try this one out. You got 2v2 multiplayer modes. You're going to have everything kind of like 3v3, you know, skirmish, salvage, all that type of stuff. So come in here, test it out. It's quite a bit of fun. As for the weekly Shaxx bounty, we've got Back to Basics, exercise your skills in Clash, 7 match completions, 50 primary kills, 25 assisted kills, and 25 ability kills. Pretty much the one that's going to take you the longest is just the ability kills because, you know, supers and grenades aren't always the quickest things to get kills with, so just keep using those as much as possible and try and use an efficient super that is going to get you kills. Don't do something like Ward of Dawn, for example. That one's not going to get you too many kills. Pull out your hammer or something like that and do what you can. Or honestly, Fist of Havoc if you're a Titan, something like that. Pretty good way to at least get a guaranteed kill as you use it. So that one will probably take you longest, but still worth it for those Nightfall tier rewards. Amanda Holiday has her bounties up for the day as well. The standard one we've got, Go Big or Go Home, complete 10 SRL Bounties. Then we've also got kill enemies on the track during any race. You've got 5. Just run straight into those enemies. You'll start knocking them out and getting those kills. You need to get 50 for the book, so definitely keep doing this one. Then you've got hit 15 consecutive gates. Honestly, if you want to knock something else like this one, pull back a little bit, just get in 6th place, or just from the start, wait for those gates to be a little bigger, knock these out, and then you'll have a pretty good chance to have a pretty continuous run going forward. If you're just a little behind the pack, have some bigger gates, and then work your way up to the front. Finally, the last one, Sparrow Racing Trick Rider. Tricks in SR races, just do 10 tricks. These are always good to build your boost. And I'm going to get some videos up about Sparrow Racing this week as I finally got some good footage for you guys for a couple courses and some just general tips for these next couple weeks of racing in general. So pick up these bounties, get some more of this event standing, and get some more of these treasures as well. Finally, we come to the Raid Challenge mode. This is Aksis again this week. Make sure when you are doing this one person supercharges the entire team, dunks that empowerment on that empty platform that is open before the other person dunks on Aksis himself. You have to do this every round he teleports in that 3-round teleport, and then every round. So the faster you kill him, the easier this is. Communication is the key, just to say, hey, I've got this empowerment, dunk, and then they've got to do it right after you. So it's crucial just to have that timing down. Will take a little practice if you haven't quite done it before, but give it some time. Seems to be reasonable for people to knock this one out. That pretty much wraps it up for me, guys. December 20th weekly reset information is done for. So thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. Definitely helps me out. If you didn't, hit that dislike button if you didn't, and just let me know why. Drop a comment. Let me know what I can do to improve these. Always trying to make them better for you guys. Of course, just tune into the main channel page. I will keep the content coming your way. Subscribe there to continue to get those updates to know when a new video comes up. We'll be getting some Sparrow Racing stuff up, and then I will be out of town for the weekend, so no Zer video this weekend for me. But my voice is back, as you guys can tell, so I will keep the content coming your way. Gonna get some Sparrow guides for each one of the courses and tips upcoming before I go, though. So look for those. Have a good weekend, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Have a good one.